My name is Dave Tran, and this is Lex TV, shedding and spreading light for the chiropractic student. We have Dr. Billy Chow with the Chiropractic Association of Australia and the convener of Dynamic Growth Congress, calling from Adelaide, Australia. He graduated from RMIT in 1988. Dr. Billy, welcome to Lex TV.
Hey, Dave. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so let's get straight to it. How'd you get started in chiropractic?
Well, I guess I have to have Jackie Chan to thank. I don't have I don't have that usual story where my parents were chiropractors or had that sort of I guess early exposure to it. So I think I was in year 7, so I was 12 years of age and loving Jackie Chan. I'd always sort of follow his moves. And one time I was jumping a fence, and it didn't end up very well. And my parents. Even though they were very much sort of medically orientated, they thought, oh, we'd take you to a chiropractor. And so from then I went to see a chiropractor, and who eventually ended up becoming the chiropractor that told me to become a chiropractor. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's one of the things that I think a lot of students or people that end up becoming chiropractors that they don't realize that how much impact that it is whenever like you're speaking to the public, and that's how the profession grows, is just speaking about it. As I mentioned before, you're the national board director of the Chiropractic Association of Australia. So you encounter a lot of chiropractors all over the country. So what would be like the number one question that chiropractors generally ask you?
Okay, well, if I use my position on the Chiro Association, so I'm head of public education. So I basically run their public education campaign, and I deal with media, whether it be positive or negative media. And one of the things that and our members are very much the broad spectrum of the profession. So we have very musculoskeletal chiropractors, and we have a lot of very vitalistic wellness-based chiropractors. But it doesn't change. Most of them ask me when it comes to public education, how do we get the message of chiropractic out to the public better, and how do we get them into our doors? Because even though my job is to educate the public about chiropractic, our members want to find out ways they can get more of the public in their doors so they can take care of them.
Yeah. And then along with that, like you kind of wear multiple hats, like we said earlier, and as the convener of Dynamic Growth Congress, what's the number one question that they ask, and also what's a convener?
Okay, so for everyone out there, Dave, before this interview, Dave asked me, "Hey, what's convener?" I think it's an English word, and like a British word, and it's like just a very pompous way to tell people I'm the organizer of this event. So Dynamic Growth Congress is the premier annual event that the Australian Spinal Research Foundation runs. I'm a board governor of that foundation, and so Spinal Research, what we do is our mission is to facilitate research and disseminate knowledge that furthers the understanding and development of the chiropractic paradigm and the effectiveness of chiropractic care. So Dynamic Growth, it's been running now for nearly 30 years. Wow. So I remember as a student, we used to jump on board a coach and basically travel, 12 hours on a coach to get to the Gold Coast in Australia to go to this conference. It's basically a potpourri of just amazing speakers. So we have speakers that come from international areas, so the US, New Zealand, England, Scotland. We also have local speakers, and it's lots of different streams. So we have speakers that are very much inspirational and philosophical. A lot of speakers talk about chiropractic, how to improve and grow their practices. But we've also got speakers that teach us, about the research. And because we are a research foundation, that's a big part of the actual Congress, is to get the message out there about the current research in chiropractic, the areas that we facilitate and fund as a foundation. It's also a great fundraiser. So we use it to fundraise and to raise more money so we can get more research faster.
Yeah, because I realize, or I remember, Australia, kind of being, now I wouldn't say under attack, but just really kind of the fundamentals of chiropractic was really challenged, and a lot of the things that you're doing with all the different groups you're working with is so huge in protecting the rights of the chiropractors in Australia.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the same everywhere in the world. That we have the external stresses, the challenges, but one of the biggest problems that we have is a lot of the internal stuff. We still to this day, we often can't agree on certain issues. We can't agree on certain ways of how we practice and our scope of practice. So that's probably the same everywhere, whether you're in the US or in Australia or Europe or England.
Yeah, and this was really wasn't part of the questions, but I mean, what would be like your greatest hope for chiropractic in Australia since you're so involved with everything?
Look, I think it's probably one of those questions that like you ask someone about world peace or about feeding like reducing famine. I think one of my goals, and I guess in the positions I have, is to get the information and educate the public about the benefits of chiropractic for not only Australians but globally. And as we all know, that regardless of whether you are someone that that has pain, or you're someone that wants to improve your overall health and well-being, and you want to have your full potential of health, chiropractors are able to help you along that spectrum. So, and one of those questions that I always get asked is that people often, when it comes to public education, we often sometimes have to talk about pain and symptoms. Yeah. And some people go, well, aren't you sort of selling out by talking about pain and talking about some symptoms? And I say, look, often we forget that if you've got symptoms, you've got back pain, and it's causing you to be short with your husband or wife, you're not able to to play with your kids, you're missing golf, you're missing your yoga or your Pilates, you're grumpy at work. That's not wellness. So if you look at the sort of full spectrum of wellness, that it encompasses all that. So that's probably one of the things that I would like to do, is get people to understand that the broad spectrum of where chiropractic can fit in to help them to be healthier and happier people.
Exactly. Like sometimes people just have this tunnel vision and not be able to see everything. And it's good that you're creating all these products and these public service announcements and stuff like that to both help chiropractors and the public as well. And my final question would be, what would be your greatest advice for chiropractic students?
Okay. Wow. Like I mentor students and coach, students a lot. And I think there's a few points. Number one is to think big. Okay. Because as a student, you can either be sort of roped into a certain thinking. So you might kind of go, when I leave, when I graduate, I want to be a sports chiropractor, or I want to be, this type of chiropractor. And I think that as a student, you've got an opportunity to go and speak to chiropractors like you do. You're the most well-traveled student that I know. You go visit chiropractors, you go ask questions, and to think big about, how chiropractic can really impact, people. So, and if it comes back that you only want to be a sports chiropractor, or you want to be someone that, just takes care of children or that kind of stuff, that's okay. But to think big and have a look at how chiropractic can really help the broad spectrum of people. Number two, be brave and courageous, and just go out there. And once again, using you as an example, if you don't ask, you don't get. And just ask, because generally we're lovely people. We're a profession of people that want to help others. Mm-hmm. And so, be brave, ask for help. Ask for other chiropractors to if you want to observe them, or if they want to mentor you. And the third thing is to start from early on to have some rituals, have some routine. So for example, when you're a student, you basically kind of just go about your usual day, and you may actually only sort of procrastinate till the end before you study for an exam. But as you get older and as you get busier, as life progresses, and you have family and kids and work and everything else, it's really important to have a set sort of ritual or routine, because it really paves the way to success, paves the way to growth, and improves your overall overall happiness and well-being to having those rituals. Yeah.
That's great. Dr. Billy, thank you so much for sharing your light with us today. If you want more information or want to connect with Dr. Billy directly, check out the links below. Every week I will be uploading a new interview with another leader in the chiropractic profession. If you like this video, please share it with your classmates, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. My name is Dave Tran, and this was Lex TV, shedding and spreading light for the chiropractic student. Thanks a lot, Dr. Billy.
You're welcome. Thanks, Dave.